Hello everyone! Watching animals is incredibly fascinating, and you have already seen it many times watching our videos. New tricks, unusual behavior, shocking encounters, and animal rescues. Be sure to watch our new episode to the end to discover unique cases of animal life and truly enjoy these incredible moments. And before we start, subscribe to the channel and click on the like. Here we go! The cyclist accelerated hard and flew down a narrow forest road. What happened next, he certainly did not expect. Right outside her house, a girl runs into a crazy raccoon who decides to attack her. She runs away in a complete panic, the raccoon after her. The wild animal did not stop even in front of the door and ran into the house, causing the residents real chaos. Good thing he quickly ran away and didn't bite anyone. And this shocking footage captures the moment a homeowner rescues her beloved dogs from a rabid fox. When the woman tried to scare the fox away, the wild animal started lunging at her too. She even threw her cell phone at the fox to scare it away. Good thing the poor wild animal soon ran away. And this moment was filmed in Sweden. A duck has a frozen beak at night, and to defrost it, it hides it under its wing. This possum was very lucky that the lawnmower didn't start the first time. He managed to slip away unharmed. New interesting moment filmed by tourists on safari. A leopard in a tree trying to catch a squirrel. The fast squirrel was escaping as it could, and the leopard could not catch it. At the most opportune moment, the squirrel decides to escape from this ominous tree, and it succeeded. At the zoo, one elephant decided to mess with another elephant and pushed him into the water. During a trip to the Iguazu Falls in Argentina, a man forgot to lock the door to his hotel room, so he was robbed by a brazen thief. The monkey knew exactly what he wanted, and there's no getting the packet of potato chips back. It's easy to get stuck in these dried up swampy water bodies, and this time a baby zebra was unlucky. In such a situation, animals most often fall prey to crocodiles or lions, but the little zebra was lucky enough to be spotted by humans. The baby was quickly taken out, and he began to run after the jeep of his saviors. Good thing his mom was by his side. The family was reunited. A foal stuck in a swamp near a river. People came to help, but look how nervous his mom is. Despite the aggression, the baby was successfully rescued. And that's the one way only true professionals can fish. A man resting on his terrace was just in shock. A massive bear came to visit him. The man seems to see such a thing not for the first time, so he didn't even move from his seat. In India, an elephant somehow got into an abandoned house, but he could not find his way out. To get out, the elephant had to completely destroy the wall. Look what strange things magpies can do. These birds spread their wings and lie down in the sun to get rid of parasites. Magpies can also lie down on anthills because formic acid kills lice and mites. In Thailand, the stupid driver of this truck decided to stop and look at the elephant, but he soon regretted it. As soon as this girl comes out of school, her dog is already waiting for her with a wooden cart. The dog knows the way home very well and drives the girl every day. Her classmates are definitely jealous of her. Opening the door so abruptly was a bad idea. The frightened steer almost blew the entire front porch of the house. Capybaras are not such calm animals. This little goat has felt the full fury of a mad capybara. Bears have often tried to get into the chicken coop of this house, but the owner decided to get a boxer dog who did a great job protecting the kids, the house, and the chickens this time. This cat became an internet star when he pretended to be a toy so he wouldn't be touched by a small child. Even the cat's eyes were looking straight ahead the whole time. As soon as the child left, the cat came to life. And this snake found a great way to travel. It just saddled up an alligator. Which of these three dogs brought the stick thrown into the water? It looks like all three did it. Scientists in Antarctica were shocked when a penguin jumped into their boat. After posing for a while, the penguin swims away. A police officer arrived at a call and quickly found a troublemaker at the door. The brave police officer decided to act on his own and caught the toothy reptile with his bare hands. The battle for territory between these two moose is severe, but the favorite is already unequivocally determined. In India, during the testing of the robot dog, the biggest problem became the local street dogs. A real war broke out between the robot and the dogs, and no one could drive them away from the technology. A woman visited a zoo in Australia for the first time and was just shocked when she heard the sounds this bird makes. It's really the cry of a dinosaur Rex.
Oh my. Do it again.
This smart border collie waited for just one command, and it took him less than a minute to drive all the sheep to the fence. The fawn got stuck in a concrete channel, and the rescuers undertook an encirclement tactic. They quickly managed to catch and pull this poor animal out. This goat caused quite a commotion in her pen when a feed bag got stuck on her head. The shocked relatives ran away as fast as they could with the whole herd. The woman threw a whole bunch of bananas to the orangutan, but his offended kin decided to throw him down for such an injustice. Somewhere in Scotland, random witnesses filmed a battle between two seagulls. The birds could not share some food, and in the end, the funniest thing happened. One seagull let go of the food so that the other fell from the roof and started laughing at it. Having on the household of such a fighting parrot, get a dog is definitely not necessary, and even more worried about robbers, he will not let anyone into the house. An insolent crow is already targeting one of the ducklings, but the mother duck realizes the danger and decides to jump off the waterfall. The last duckling, who had been gawking, was almost caught in the crow's beak, but he reacted just in time. A guy and a girl were trying to catch fish, but there was no bite. As soon as the girl decided to put on her goggles, a huge fish dragged away the rod. To save the tackle and possible catch, they had to jump into the water from a bungee cord, but the rod could not be found. The elephant truck stopped at a traffic light, but the animals weren't going to waste any time and started stealing cane from the neighboring vehicle. It's very funny to see how sly monkeys have learned to ride on deer. The ungulates don't seem to be bothered by the monkeys at all. They seem to be used to the cheeky monkeys jumping on their backs. The deer are often searching for food that the monkeys drop from the trees. Great teamwork. In the USA, an experienced rider, Patrick, was accompanying two new riders, Tyler and Ariel. The horse stopped in front of a small pond and did not want to enter the water. Patrick kept asking the men to encourage the horse by slapping his feet, but the horse wouldn't listen. After 2 minutes, the overloaded horse did enter the water, but to get out at a slight incline, it had to throw off the extra weight. And this dog is a real pianist. He can not only play, but also sing. That's the danger of the large caiman turtle. Imagine if you had your finger instead of a sausage. If you have a horse instead of a car, it doesn't mean you don't need to stop by the car wash. You need to keep your vehicle clean. These people were attacked by an angry moose, but the man was not confused. He raised a stick and started shouting. This behavior stopped the angry moose. It was confused and did not know what to do. Then the man showed his character and the animal retreated. The raccoon turned out to be a real spy, sneaking into the room through the open window. He started to steal the cat's food under the cover of the curtain. The sound of the bowl woke up first the owner, but then they could only realize what had happened after watching the tape. I don't know where such massive arapimas come from in such a small body of water, but these fishermen never managed to catch them. The way the fish jump over their trap looks outstanding. Another stupid goat stuck in a motorcycle tire. He had to be rescued too. That's what the expression "nowhere to fall" means. Would you like to sunbathe on this beach with the locals? I'm not convinced that it's a good idea. Looks like this dog really needs that stick. Amazing story. The bull had a close bond with a cow that was kept on a dairy farm. One day, the farmer decided to sell the cow, but the bull was not going to give up. He ran after the truck and did everything he could to free her. After seeing this, they changed their mind about selling the cow. Looks like this horse is really enjoying himself in the water. Not every horse can afford to swim on an inflatable lap in this hot weather.
Hydrotherapy is good. Oh, hey there, Mallory. Like, I think you are. He is not struggling at all. Like,
I doubted that to save a seagull stuck on a power line, people could lift a whole helicopter, but it was real. The seagull was unhooked and rescued. In a similar case, a seagull caught its paws between the wires and hung up. Using a special boom, the electricity workers quickly unhooked the bird and it flew away unharmed. And here's a sloth who also climbed on a high voltage line and was close to death. The incident was filmed in Colombia. After receiving calls from concerned residents, employees of a utility holding company came to the rescue. Having taken safety measures, the employee with difficulty but managed to save the sloth. He was valuable and unharmed. But things don't always go so smoothly for the birds that land on the wires. Here you see thousands of birds literally clinging to the line. It's good that the line didn't break under such weight, but at the end, when all the birds decided to take off at the same moment and there was a short circuit between the wires, I guess a few of the birds in that flock won't be able to fly again. Visitors to a private farm were shocked when a local buffalo tried to save an overturned turtle with his horns. Surprisingly, he succeeded, earning him a round of applause from the audience. At night in the village, 2 lions surrounded a cow. The predatory cat started circling it, but the cow kept putting its horns forward. Soon, the lions decided to look for easier prey. While the cows were crossing, the suspension bridge started to sway violently. The cows miraculously held on and did not fall into the water. They were very lucky. The poor cow fell into the sewer by some miracle and had to be pulled out with the help of an excavator. The cow was pulled out successfully and is alive and well. While watering on a hot afternoon, 2 cows waded into a river. One of them was unlucky, as a large crocodile clung to her from behind. But the cow was very strong and had enough strength to get to the shore and pull the crocodile out. Once on dry land, the crocodile had to unclench its jaws. The cow survived. Here comes a Polish combine harvester who has found himself a new friend. No matter how many times he didn't let go of this bug, he kept coming back into his hands. Unbelievable! The man was calmly skydiving, and he certainly wasn't expecting a springboard in the shape of a whale's hump. Two lioness sisters test their hunting skills by attacking an oryx antelope together, but after the attack they quickly retreat, wary of their long and sharp horns. The antelope remains surrounded, and I think the lions will definitely not leave her alone. The following moment was filmed in Indonesia. Sunglasses accidentally fell into the enclosure with an orangutan. The monkey found them and immediately guessed where to put them on. That's why orangutans are considered the smartest monkeys with very high intelligence. Here is a black calf that was peacefully grazing with his herd in Idaho. A thunderstorm was approaching and he was very unlucky. He was struck by lightning and would not be able to get up again. While checking the pool cleaning system, father and son found a live mole there. They rescued the poor animal, and as soon as the mole got to the ground, it immediately started burrowing. For raccoon protection, this cat's food had already been put on the roof of the car, but that didn't deter the cheeky raccoon at all. Right next to a pond with a large crocodile, they put a poster of a woman. The toothed crocodile did not hesitate to attack him and aimed straight at his head. A Swiss soccer match between FC Thun and Zurich turned into a chaos when a small and agile marten ran onto the pitch. They tried to catch it for more than 5 minutes, and finally, Zurich defender Loris Benito was quicker. Perhaps he didn't know that martens are known for their sharp teeth, so he got a juicy bite on his finger. Zurich goalkeeper David DaCosta had to save the situation armed with gloves. He took away the marten from the pitch. Here comes the world's most unusual cow. She's grown a 5th leg on her head. I can't even imagine how this is possible. The tourists were thrilled to meet these massive marmots. They started to treat the animals with apples, and the marmots were so enthusiastic about eating that they even let themselves be picked up.
You too. That's so adorable. Oh my gosh.
And in this footage, 2 snow leopards were chasing a large mountain sheep. They drove him to the edge of the cliff, hoping that he would snap and fall. It's not clear how it ended. A woman from Welsh decided to go to the supermarket. It took her about an hour to shop, but when she got to her car, she was shocked. The rear fender from the bumper to the roof was covered with thousands of bees. The woman called the emergency service, which sent professional beekeepers. They collected all the bees in a box, and the woman went home. But in the morning, she got the same surprise and had to call for help again. After collecting the bees again, the senior beekeeper opened her trunk and noticed that the queen of the swarm was sitting in the remains of a cake. Only after releasing the queen did the bees no longer attack the car. And here's what's happening in Costa Rica during the increased reproduction of the slithering leaf frog. It looks like a real invasion, and the frogs are really covering all the trees. If your cat has never seen a reflection in the mirror before, it could be like these shots. An incredible sighting took place off the coast of Massachusetts. People were watching a feeding whale that fell on their small boat while jumping and almost flipped it over. The people were very lucky, no injuries, just minor damage to the boat. Well, this wild elephant broke into a cattle pen at midnight. The incident happened in India, and it's not clear what the wild animal wanted to do. But it seems that he was greatly annoyed by the well-fed, calm cows, and he began to take revenge on them for their comfort. He tried to kick the poor cow with his hind legs, ran out and came back in, and each time his abuse got worse. Finally, he tried to sit on the cow and crush her with his own weight. She couldn't get up again. While this cat knows how to rest and relax, he doesn't mind being covered in warm sand at all. This impala seems to truly enjoy having a bird do her ear cleaning. Nobody expected such a spectacular jump from a kangaroo over the fence. Two male deer became entangled in a fence during a fight. It was very difficult for the rescuers to free them. The nervous horned reindeer could have caused serious injuries, but everything went well. First, they managed to free one, and then the second one. At the St. Pete Pier in Florida, people noticed a squirrel that had fallen into the water and couldn't get out. The people figured out how to save the animal and lowered a rag on a rope to the squirrel. At first, the squirrel was afraid and did not want to get out, but soon it successfully caught the rag and quickly got out and ran away. And then a crazy wild boar decided to steal a vacationer's bag. No one could catch the pig. Yeah, a snake in a clothing store is rough. If a herd of elephants is separated from the forest by a tall concrete fence, this is no problem at all for them. The fence was quickly destroyed. This poor duck was attacked by a python, but thanks to caring people, it was saved unharmed. Another unlucky duck. In a concrete canal, it became the target of a python, which tried its best to catch up with it. The girl felt sorry for the bird and decided to help. After throwing a stick, the snake turned around and started crawling away in the other direction. An incident filmed on safari in Mala, a pack of wild dogs trying to reach for clipspringer antelopes. Well, they didn't succeed. The eagle decided to attack the fox, but quickly paid for his insolence. A man caught a seemingly dead chameleon. He started to drink it and tried to start it breathing. Incredibly, but after long attempts to resuscitate, the chameleon moved. The animal became a favorite pet for its rescuer, and soon the man had many small cubs. In order not to hit a herd of rams, the driver took emergency braking. His truck almost overturned, but no animals were hurt. It happens. Instead of a fish, this fisherman hooked a bird. It's good that it was quickly unhooked. It wasn't hurt. And this crazy duck dived under the ice. Good thing there were people around to break the ice because it was clearly starting to run out of air. These ducks were less lucky. They froze right in the water, but I somehow think they are not real, but decorative birds to decorate the pond. Here at All Fishermen on Winter Fishing managed to catch a live duck instead of a fish. How is it possible? It's incomprehensible. People called rescuers when they found an elephant with a festering bullet wound in its head. As it turned out, the bullet had not penetrated the skull, so there was no threat to the elephant's life. They helped the elephant, removed the bullet, treated it, and released it. Look at how this male yak worries about his littermates and carefully steers everyone away from the roadway. The duck seems to thoroughly enjoy slicing circles in this small body of water and does it for hours every day. This goose is very bored with his mistress and is running full speed to cuddle with her. A wild bear accidentally entered the territory guarded by an angry cat. After the cat attacked, the bear had to escape in a tree. Here's a similar moment. It turns out that women are not only afraid of mice, but also of lizards. The way these two women escaped from a small lizard in their hotel room makes you laugh. To access the green leaves, the elephant didn't think long. He just felled the tree and started his lunch. Next are griffin fish, which lay their eggs on land, creating a truly spectacular sight. But this action unfortunately attracts plenty of birds of prey, so not everyone will survive. Two baby goats had somehow ended up on the support of a high bridge and had to be rescued using a derrick. People successfully loaded the animals into a basket and lowered them to the ground. The cows were very lucky to scatter in time. A large falling piece of rock rolled right into where they were grazing. And this newborn escaped from the calf pen to his mom. The cows were kept separate, but any obstacles do not hinder this baby. A blanket of aquatic plants covering the riverbed gave the playful lion cub a watery surprise. He thought that if there were birds running around, so could he, but he had to get out quickly to escape the hippo. If you have a lazy dog, he would be better off riding on your back. And then some hilarious moments with cats and horses. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the like if you liked it. A dog named Flip swam too close to a group of resting manatees. The frightened sea animals created a storm on the water with their tails. The dog miraculously escaped. To get to their new feeding grounds, a family of trunk monkeys must cross a crocodile-infested river. This time they managed to cross the river without any casualties, even the monkey and his cub. See how cleverly the Indonesian bears of the zoo have learned to open coconuts. The bear quickly peeled off the skin and drank the coconut milk through a small hole, then the pulp itself came into play. Residents in the state of Texas watched as a massive alligator that was in their neighborhood crawled up and hid under a pickup truck. With the help of local officers, Ranger Deramus, after many attempts, was able to pull the animal to the vehicle, with the alligator trying to lunge at the man and also flipping over many times in an attempt to escape. Eventually, he was able to tie up the gator's legs and mouth, and then it was successfully placed in the back of the truck and driven away.